So Jake and I are going to talk to you today about some of the things that we do to encourage our boys to be mentally stronger, physically stronger, challenging them to ask questions and think outside the box as these little world changers. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do, that my husband and I do to really encourage growth and develop our boys into little leaders that are going to change the world. Can I ask you a question? What are some things that you could tell me that you think allows your brain to grow and get bigger and stronger and better?
By eating.
By eating, that's right.
Yeah.
What else do we do every night?
Oh, I'm gonna read a book.
Okay, we read books, right, that make us smarter and our brains grow.
And then if you eat a lot of spinach, then you grow even bigger.
That's right. Okay, so one of the things I want to share with you today is how we are talking to the boys and really teaching them how to cultivate becoming strong, successful leaders that want to change the world and make it a better place. This is both mentally, physically, emotionally, all the different ways that we really tap into molding our boys and talking to our boys about what it's like to think bigger and change the world. So I want to share with you a few of the things that we do every single day with our boys. So one of the things that is really important to us is encouraging our kids to ask a lot of questions. So not just thinking big, but asking a lot of questions, because when you ask questions, you get answers. And I know parents sometimes asking and getting a lot of those questions for you can be time consuming, but it's so important for our kids to ask questions about everything. For Jake right now, he's really into fishing and building and airplanes and jets. So all the time we're getting questions about those things. So get their imaginations flowing and thinking creatively, and that's one really important way to make sure that they're always thinking with expansion and thinking big and getting creative. Okay, so another thing that's really important is allowing them to have their own little creative environments. I love fostering Jake's creative side and being able to, think big and experiment. That's one of the benefits of having kids that think outside the box, is letting them be creative in their own space. And again, I know sometimes that it can be a little crazy and hectic for parents, but letting them be creative is so important to their growth. Okay, so something else that is really important that we focus on is healthy relationships and healthy boundaries. So as a parent, saying no is just a part of the things that we have to do. So making sure that our kids understand their emotions and what they're going through. One thing that I try and be really present about is explaining to Jake and Jordy when he's older that they aren't that emotion. And I think for parents, even for me, I'm learning about this every day. Just as much as I learn business and marketing and sales, I'm learning about how to be the best parent I can be. And what I've learned through this process is that, if we can teach our kids emotional intelligence, this allows them to be who they're supposed to be and not think so emotionally when that comes to other aspects and areas of their lives. So just creating those boundaries for them is really important, and then helping them work through those emotions is something that allows our little leaders to really flourish into who they're supposed to be. So one thing that's really important to me as a mom is teaching my boys social skills, and social skills, not just please and thank you, but also being little gentlemen. So as part of their routine, when anyone comes to the house, they have to open the door, they have to walk them to the door to say goodbye. We have a few little routines and rituals in our home. So I want to know from you, what are some of the rituals that you have? For us, it's all about cultivating these little gentlemen and these little boys who are going to turn into these world leaders, but also good, kind souls who really are just going to treat the lady in their life like a queen. That's what I want for my boys, and that's what I want to cultivate as we're raising them and teaching them, not just right from wrong, but what it means to be kind and a good person. So just having those behavioral skills in there is also really important to us. So another thing that I love doing with my boys is reading. If you've seen our playroom or either of the boys' rooms, it is filled with books, and books on business, books on emotional intelligence, books on having fun and creativity, and books, when I say books on business, I talk about these little books that we love that are all about business and business as it relates to kids, and again, just that expansion and that growth mindset. So even though these books are kids' books. They're talking about winning, and they're talking about what it means to be accepting of other people and what it means to have courage and all the things that we want to cultivate in our boys. So books like this one's called Your Fantastic Elastic Brain, Stretch It, Shape It, and it's just great information and knowledge for kids to think about all the different ways that they can expand their brains, again, emotionally and mentally and physically, all the different ways that we're really making sure that our boys are growing and getting the right information. Okay, so one thing that we love to encourage the boys to do, especially Jake, now that he is, how old are you? 4 years old, is earning rewards. So one thing that we do at home is we have something like a chore chart, but we encourage the growth and we encourage that he helps around the house and he helps with his brother, and it's just a way for him to really feel like he's contributing. Okay, so one thing that we love to encourage with the boys is a star chart. So Jake earns stars by helping mommy and helping daddy and being a good big brother, brushing his teeth. So the star chart is what helps us keep Jakey on track and allows him to track his progress. Where did we get your star chart? Let's show everybody. You notice the top one on here is be a good big brother. So we can add on there things that we like. Oh, you dropped a star. And we can really custom tailor it to what experiences we want Jakey to be focusing on. So look guys, we're still figuring this out. I'm learning every single day, but what I want to do is share with you the tips that I'm learning and what's working for us. So these tips are some tips that are working for us and allowing our kids to think bigger, think outside the box, and have that success mindset. I want to hear from you. What tips do you have for getting your kids to think bigger and create these little leaders with huge hearts? Comment below and let me know. Like this video, subscribe. I can't wait to hear from you. This one is for all the mamas out there who are rocking it, crushing it in business, with the babies, with their families, and also making sure that they're making themselves a priority. I'll see you on the next one.